Hello everyone, I'm Rob Mistra. I'm here a second time with Adam Poots. Thank you so much for all your time.
My pleasure.
I've got a bunch of community questions for you.
Yeah.
Not only is everyone in Lantern's Reign a fan of yours, but they're also a fan of your game, and I've got questions. They have endowed me as the steward. Oh, yes, thanks you.
Yeah, so people don't walk in front of the camera. Sorry.
They've entrusted me with their blessed questions to get them to you.
Blessed questions?
Yes, I'm going to ask them of you.
All right.
So, starting off, the most important, of course, you're a Vanillaware fan.
Oh my God, yes.
Have you played
So
Unicorn
much.
Overlord yet?
Almost finished. I love it.
It's great,
I love
I played it, yeah.
I actually have to keep increasing the difficulty as I play, because it really kind of gets easier as you power up.
It does,
I liked to have to think while I played.
Yeah. It's nice to have this option to speed through all the combat, too.
Yeah, I mean, I usually, at this point, now that I'm late in the game, I'll watch the really important battles.
Yes.
But the other stuff, it's kind of like, all right, let's
new characters, got to see all their animations,
oh my God.
all their voice actors. Yeah,
Gorgeous.
yeah. What's your favorite Vanillaware game?
A little, probably unpopular, but 13 Sentinels.
Okay.
I really like 13 Sentinels. It was super weird, and the way it approached the storytelling I thought was very different from most games, and I kind of appreciated that, even though it's a little bit of a mess. Mm-hmm. And by the end of it, the story does kind of undermine itself, which is a little bit disappointing, but overall, it's just so much fun to slowly piece it all together.
Yeah. Next up, Campaigns of Death.
Yes.
You gave us a grand overview.
We did.
There are 5 big gear campaigns. There's some multiple smaller ones. Of the 5,
The smaller ones actually are probably going to take more time, but that's okay.
oh, yeah, so you're talking about the Eve one where she visits the. Okay, yeah.
They're going to be like the Squire campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So of the 5 big ones, which one's your favorite?
Oh my God. I am 50-50 on People of the Mirror Stone, which is the, super vain barbarian one.
Yes.
And the people, the Dung Beetle Baron campaign.
Oh, okay, yeah. That one does look cool. I'm the fungus armor.
Yeah. And what sold me on that is the artwork that John Suck Lee has been making for it. It's so cool. He really got into exploring kind of what it would be like to live inside of this giant dung ball with all these crazy mushrooms going on it. And he was really tickled by the idea that they kind of treat themselves as high society,
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
one of the big innovations you make in that will be
that makes sense, yeah.
crafting tea from mushrooms.
Yes.
And so the piece of artwork I, teased was tea time.
Yep. That's, yeah. Because because the ball, it's a ball castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Baron's castle.
Yeah.
Another sort of teaser, I'm working on a piece of artwork that embraces, do you remember that old Flash game that was like a Victoria era slap fight?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was you did sentence structure, right? Is that what it was?
No, it was like a mouse-driven game where it was almost like Punch-Out, but it was high society women having a slap fight.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, definitely gonna have a settlement event about that.
Then another one real quick follow-up for Campaigns of Death. For seed pattern / regular pattern for the green armor. Is it going to be redone that way?
Off the top of my head, I don't remember what we finally settled on because it's so entrenched into the campaign.
Yeah.
I think we're vectoring towards using a piece of artwork that was really evocative of having it on settlement location.
Oh, okay.
So it anchors the whole experience more.
It's not campaign locked though, right? It's not campaign locked. Green armor will still be able to be used in peace if you want. Okay.
Yeah.
A Crimson Immortal Armor variant was teased 2017, 16 originally. Yeah. Is there any plans to do maybe another frog dog like that for Croc, or just like a vignette with bring back that variant of the armor?
We'll get there. We got some plans.
All right.
Don't want to waste anything that we spend time working on.
Sure. Again, Discord community.
Yep.
They're huge fans of not only, again, your game, your team. Thank you so much for letting Taste join. Taste has gotten, he's developed his own meme around him.
Yeah.
Or them.
Yeah.
Anonymity. But he frequently is asked what monsters taste like since he is a tastemaker. One was never answered.
All right.
So what does a watcher taste like?
What does a watcher taste like? I don't know. I have to ask him. Like the fall of history? I don't know.
Whenever you get new character artwork commissioned, how much freedom is there? So if you ask for, I'm going to use Zell as an example. So Zell has that huge axe. Is it you give what you want the axe to look like first, and then, or is it artistic freedom to the artist, and then you make the axe what they drew?
Different characters, different sort of workflows.
Oh, okay.
Zell in particular was, I want this exactly.
Okay.
I made a sketch, I had references, so it was like pretty much exactly what I had in mind. Other characters will just be, a little bit more freeform. It really just kind of depends on how it all organically shakes out.
Because way back, the Lion guitar came from the artist was just made these guitars, right? And then you were like,
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So has that continued to happen?
Sometimes, yeah, absolutely.
What's a recent example?
Well, that's a very interesting one because it was taking the gear from a pinup artwork and turning it into regular gear. But like the Titus, Death Size Titus.
Oh,
like,
okay, yeah.
Danny illustrated that, which was super awesome to have Danny back. If you watch this, I really appreciate you working with us again.
For Nuka-Loaf?
He, the notes on that were very loose.
Okay.
And so he designed the scythe entirely.
Nice.
And he was the one who decided to sort of break up the armor in the way he did. And at first, he's got one bare foot. And I was like, that's a little weird, but you know what? Overall, it kind of works.
Yeah.
As far as a piece of artwork that has something unrelated to it that I pluck and sort of take somewhere else, nothing's coming to mind at the moment.
Yeah.
Because we have so much to get through. We've been much more organized about making sure we deliver more coherent briefs to people, and then me and I have an art director assistant just kind of keep following up to make sure that the wheels keep turning.
Yeah.
So we've gotten a lot more specific in what we want to work on. And typically the things where the artists get the most sort of creative liberty will be on background characters that appear in scenes, and then indomitable survivors, or just I want this character in this armor. You're free to interpret the armor in a way you like, but make it so it still feels like it. And then this is sort of what we're thinking gameplay-wise. We want the weapon to feel like, and then they'll make it based on those notes. Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Currently, any plans for Kingdom Death High to have a gameplay component?
Sorry, what was that?
The Kingdom Death High. It's not Kingdom Death High, it's just
Let's
Death High.
put that as a wish list item.
All right.
There's no plans, but it would be dope.
Another wish list. Another question is, what the future of Titan? The deck build.
Same thing.
Same thing.
It's we have two complete builds of it, but the sort of interruption of our current workflow to finish the dev and to test it and then commission all the artwork for it isn't worth it right now. Right now, the track we're on is finishing the Kickstarter projects. That is mission critical. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like we're racing, getting everything done. And then once we're at a point where we see the finish line and all that's left is Abyssal Woods and the Ivory Dragon, that's when I think that we can, the feeling of being completed will make it feel like we're speeding up, things are going faster, and if we have surprises to kind of cheer us along as we start to cross the finish line, that's where I'd want to do it. So, maybe we'll see Titan or a version of it right as we get towards the end and we're celebrating. So that's kind of where my thoughts are on it now. But I have scope creep issues. Sorry. And I love to chase new projects. And my commitment in the last 2 years has been all that has to stop and need to finish what I promised everybody.
Okay. So, that leads right into the next question, was how long do you plan to support Kingdom Death Monster?
Beyond?
Well, or branching. Eventually, would maybe your next path be a branch, or would it just be right back to Monster again with Ringtail?
I don't know. I love KDM. It's hard to even imagine, leaving it. We have periphery projects, like the 2D game that's been slowly being chipped away at. with Sim. It continues to get better and better. But they're all like, core.
Yeah.
So I don't think we'll see anything too divergent anytime soon.
All right.
Like, even though it would be dope to finally be able to live my dream of making a dungeon crawl that's more based on Gradius.
Okay.
And you upgrade your ship and fight waves.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon.
That would be something else.
Yeah. But that's okay.
Yeah, like, what is it? Chunky salsa, right? Just literally run in, just fill the room with blood and guts. It's thick. Isn't that when they do like some mass killing in a dungeon crawl? The King's coins. I know that they're being handed out here.
Yep.
It was mentioned in a Treasury, an update that mentioned the Treasury, that maybe there'd be a way to spend them in that Treasury.
Maybe. It's originally, you guys know, it was something we did during the pandemic, our take on like all the companies doing gift vouchers. And like, dude, we cleared 175K instantly. And it felt like we did something wrong. Like we had taken your trust and abused it. So we refunded everyone. We're like, we'll figure out a different way to do this. And making it more community driven is our answer. And as we continue to get back on track and make sure that things are being delivered in a timely fashion for us, thank you. We are starting to explore different ways to engage the community more. And then I think how we can use the King coins will kind of come about naturally. Yeah.
And then with the follow-up for the Treasury, will that eventually, I know, because not right now, and the plan is for it to get there, is it like maybe like a Black Friday thing? Because everybody really did enjoy it. It made shipping a lot easier. Like, how soon will the implementation to the regular shop be?
I don't have an exact timeline right now. The developer we pulled for is someone from the Sim team.
Yeah, but that's the ultimate plan, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, taking them off the Sim team meant that stuff on the Sim went slower.
Yeah.
And we're kind of probably before the next time we're like looking to do another big fulfillment. We'll be like, hey, can you hop back on this, and we'll try to bring it a few steps forward. But it would be awesome, right? There's so many cool things we could do with it if, when you buy stuff, you could send it to the Treasury.
That's where the question is. Because there's a lot of people who would maybe want to do maybe like every 2 or 3 sales.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. And then there's also like, should we finally explore like the heavily requested subscription model that people have asked for? Like, just take my card, make sure I get this.
Yep.
That's another thing we can explore. And then the last thing that's exciting is shipping's just bullshit. That's not exciting. Shipping around the world is bullshit. And like trying to compete with Amazon and the change in people's perspective, it's like
expectations. I know.
A planet-destroying mega company offers everyone free shipping, and it's something like, how come I have to pay for shipping? And why is shipping getting more expensive? It's like, well, that's part of the reason.
Yeah.
But if we can figure out a threshold that works for us to offer people free shipping, then we could use the Treasury to leverage that and say someone's Red Witch expansion is ready. And we could be like, hey, if there are things in the store you're interested in, add them to your cart and reach the free shipping threshold.
Yes.
And then you'd be getting your Red Witches as part of that bundle.
That would be perfect.
And that's
lots
kind of what we're
vendors
working
do
towards.
online, like other board game vendors do that.
Exactly, yeah.
That'd be amazing.
But the creating a system that has this flexibility and continues to meet like the more custom needs of so many people is complicated,
Yeah.
The resources for that unfortunately don't come from nowhere.
No, that's perfectly acceptable. It's already a thing, as I mentioned, for board games. So
a lot of people really appreciate it.
White boxes.
Yep.
They include artwork of cards, and on the back, usually it's just a white blank. But for it's fine.
You can step over. Just you left the frame for a second.
Because it's behind me. For white boxes with that art card, is there any possibility for having maybe on the backside be the shop war blurb?
Because we thought about that.
Yeah, because
not a bad idea.
Like, even for myself, I mean, you now know I'm huge on the lore. So, like, I'm dying to wait for that to come. You know what I mean? So, is that a possibility?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then barbarism.
Yeah.
As a philosophy.
Yeah.
Is that being a thing, or? Is it wants to be a thing?
It has some prototype rules.
All right. Because so with the principal choice, because right now you currently have romanticism and then the other thing. So, all right, so it has prototype rules.
Yeah.
It'll come. Awesome. Then I think yesterday you also mentioned it. Here's the question. Everybody loves Savage Bone Eater.
Yeah.
When and what? How does that look in the future?
Wanderer.
Yeah. Awesome. Ivory Dragon. That was pitched to be the ending of Lantern. Is that still the situation?
The ending of Lantern, like
that was pitched to be like the culmination of that story.
It's evolved. While working on the sculpt with Jack, there's a lot of questions we had to answer. Like, we know we want to make this crazy looking thing, but like, why? How does this work? What's it about?
I think, let me rephrase it. Because it has Gold Smoke Knight as part of it, the armor and stuff.
Yeah.
It instinctually ties it to people, the Lantern. Is that the case?
Yeah. Well, the pitch for it was that it would give you a little bit more campaign to play.
Okay.
Right? That was the pitch. I don't think that will change once we hit playtesting. If we decide that it's better sitting as a finale monster, we might have to like make a version of the Gold Smoke Knight that's bumped up.
Okay.
But that's more the crunchy playtesting stuff.
Yeah, no.
30 years is good. Going further is kind of like, you either are still behind or you're in this place where like we don't really know what to do at this point in the game. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's a bit of balance there that we're still working out.
Yeah, I think, like I said, the biggest question was whether or not Lantern is the way you use it, and that's it. You got people, the Lantern.
No.
Okay, so there might be other. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that we have, much more understanding of how campaigns of death will work, and embracing that we are a lifestyle game, and that people have a collection of Kingdom Death.
Yes.
We had to kind of like build the tapestry and then break it into puzzle pieces before we understood how the pieces would fit together. And we're at that point now where things are kind of falling back into place.
All right. Yeah.
So more than likely what we're vectoring towards is that Ivory Dragon will be a multi-node monster that you add to your campaign.
Yes.
It will probably add a Quarry, which would be the lower half of the monster.
Okay.
It'll add a Nemesis, which will be the upper half of the monster, and then it'll add a Finale, which will be them together.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, that's okay. Very
which
cool.
Makes a lot more sense. Also, it solves one of our biggest issues, which was like, Ivory Dragon's sick. Imagine if you only fought it once.
Yeah.
Just once. One fight. Biggest model we've ever made. Most expensive tooling. One fight only. For just some people. It's kind of a ridiculous way to use all that effort. So by bringing it more into the DNA of that campaign that contains it and making you have to interact with it more, it sort of justifies it a lot more.
Yes, that perfectly answers it. The cooking.
Yeah.
What is it, you said you're revisiting a cookbook of death. What does that mean?
TBD.
Okay.
TBD.
But it's not an actual legitimate cookbook, or is it?
TBD.
Okay. Who did the gambler make his bet against?
Oh, you guys haven't sussed that out? I think there's some hints in the Dreamism philosophy. If it's not clear for you, guys with the ultimate KD submarine currently, I will let it continue to be lurking in the darkness, and we'll make sure to leave more hints and breadcrumbs as we continue up the Murder Mountain.
All right. 2 more. Actually, 1 more. This is a repeat. Percival Wanderer when?
We were supposed to reprint at least Percival and Fade, and it's just one of those projects that keeps getting moved from my to-do list to my new to-do list.
Yeah.
It's on there.
Yeah.
I just haven't got to it yet.
Okay, and then it is 2 questions, but it's 1. So then the follow-up is, because of the Percival Lantern and stuff, that will be the one that you're just talking about, the Wanderer. Is that what it actually is in that Percival Lantern, the one that came with Percival White Box?
Percival Lantern.
It just said Percival on there. Percival White Box is what everyone is saying.
The old one, yeah.
So it would be the old one or the new one is what
the re-release?
I don't know. It was the Kickstarter pledge level.
There's 2 people. There's me and someone else going back and forth over and over again about the Percival white box, and they're in favor of leaving it exactly the same. I'm in favor of tuning it up. So we still haven't like resolved that conflict yet.
No, that's fine, because the question comes around because Black Knight was shipped and Percival Lanterns, then nothing, it was just Black Knight. That's where the question originated from.
Oh yeah, we blew it and forgot that was part of, blew it.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you have Percival's Lanterns, we totally forgot that Percival was part of that pledge. So as soon as it gets reprinted in either its slightly new form or its original form, we will ship it to you right away at no charge.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, okay, that's... Well, thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
The community appreciates it. Sorry I'm the only one you had to deal with this year.
No, I don't apologize. Thanks for being a fan. Thanks for coming out. Thanks
Sorry
for
to pester you with everyone's thing. I'm the steward of there.
Not a pester at all. It's something I look forward to.
Sure.
It's sort of like, even though the convention is physically draining, it sort of like charges you up spiritually. And it means that when I go home, I start working on things, and if there's a bad day, I remember that like, still a lot of people who play this game, still a lot of people who are interested, they're passionate about it, they enjoy what we make, and that goes a long way.
Yeah, and looks like you guys were killing it with the sales. You got one left, I saw, right, today?
I mean, that's the box we have up so people can pre-order. We're sold out of games.
Oh, sold out of games again.
Sold out, which is insane.
Yeah.
15 years in, right?
Yeah.
Still people interested in playing.
Yeah.
Our big push that we're trying to figure out is we've spent the last 7 years 100% focused on you guys, on our supporters and our backers and our fans, trying to make sure that we do the best that we can by everyone, even through hard times. And even when it seemed like, we weren't doing so well, the truth is we were just silently chipping away and trying to make the best thing we possibly could.
Oh, it shows in Gambler's Chest.
Gambler's Chest was a financial loss, but I always... Good timing.
Yeah.
I always knew it would be. I just wanted to show my sincerity for everyone who believed in us and strangers who just came and gave us money to make something. Mm-hmm. We're past that now, and we're getting to a point as we have plans and foundations and nearly finalized versions of things to finish where, for the first time, Ann and I are talking about how do we show a similar level of appreciation and support to new people and to people who have never played the game before or who have just started up.
Yeah.
And we are honestly clueless. I don't know. Even the way our booth is designed, all of the unreleased stuff is up front for the fans to see and check in on. All the new releases are organized in a way that makes sense to them. And the core game is way tucked in the back, who knows what it is.
Yeah.
And it's a strange thing to start to think about.
Yeah, well, I know, because for Black Friday stuff, I always stream for Black Friday. I stream 8 hours for waiting for the update to drop. Then we talk about the update. I do know the 666 bundle I saw you got here today, that is a great start for entry-level point. That's very nice to do. So, again, thank you so much. That's the end. I'll see you again next year, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah.